And the truth is, I've seen friends of ours where the husbands are sometimes just totally blindsided when the wife is like, oh, it's time to get a divorce. And you just want to be like, where are you? Where have you been in this relationship? Where have you been in the past 10 years of your marriage? Like, how could you not understand that your relationship is struggling? It's just, I think it's a testament to the power of the devices and the technology and the distraction that we all have, that so many husbands are just completely blindsided by their wife being like, it's time to part ways.
Speaking of somebody who's lived through that one time, it was like, it wasn't really technology, it was work. Hold on a second here. You talked about in the book, American Trance. What is the American Trance? What does it look like to be caught up in it? Is that what we're talking about here with the technology, or is it more than that?
No, it's definitely more than that. I mean, you are a product of your environment, and you can't see the water that you're swimming in. You can't see your environment until you've stepped out of it. So that's why that's why we had such a strong motivation to live internationally in this Costa Rican culture, to learn a new culture, because then when you look back on your American culture and your roots, you really can actually see it for what it is. But I think about this a lot because of my experience, like stepping into this role on the family farm and like wanting to be such a I'm such a people pleaser. I know that about myself now. I don't think I fully acknowledged it back in my history, but I am such a people, and I think that's a common trait for most of humanity. I think a lot of humans are true people pleasers. But the one thing I think about a lot, and I've heard like, I think Jordan Peterson has mentioned it, but other famous minds have talked about the fact that, like, if you grew up in Nazi Germany or whatever atrocity in the past, like in slavery, like if you were in that culture, odds are you're not going to be the Gandhi or the Martin Luther King that you think you would be in today's culture, right? Like, obviously we look back on these atrocities and we're like, oh my God, like how could you ever be a German soldier, right? But the reality is if you were in that environment, you're swimming in the fishbowl and you can't see it. And all of us are susceptible to that. And I truly believe that because of my own experience, especially looking back on my experience in the 5th generation family farm, experiencing all of the intergenerational beliefs that get passed down, the way that my family members like saw how to do business. And then, like, when my mind started to open up, it literally was like the Neo in the Matrix moment of like, wait a second, we can look at this all completely differently, and we can still have a good life. We can still have a life that we cherish, that we value. But at the end of the day, like, it just was the ideas that we were trying to bring into the operation were just far too radical, and we just bumped up against that intergenerational belief system, and finally had to say, this is it, guys. We can't stay a part of this.